Hey, thanks for tuning in with me today. I am happy to be back with you, and I hope you're doing well and having a nice fall. Today it's super nice here in the Pacific Northwest, and I am going to show you today just a quick a new version of the chunky pumpkin that I did. So this is a single rib, and we're gonna go ahead and make that. If you haven't made my other pumpkin, it's just your regular knit stitch pumpkin. So if you're new to hand knitting and you're becoming frustrated or tired of mistakes you've made and having to rip it out and redo your projects, hang in there. I was in your same shoes, and it was just 6 years ago that I started this chunky yarn journey, and I appreciate all of you and consider you my friends. So again, thanks for tuning in, and if you like my videos, please hit subscribe, and give me a comment below to let me know what projects you've been up to the last couple of weeks. So let's get started. Okay, so items that you're going to want to have is scissors, something for your stem, some type of ribbon, and these are some leaves I got on Amazon. They're felt. I will link those items in the description below. And I believe I also got this sage yarn on Amazon, so I'll link that as well. And you will also need your Polyfill. So, all right, let's move these items aside. I love these leaves. They come in packs of all colors, and I'm pretty sure it's from a small company on Amazon. And we're gonna take our half a skein of yarn. It's about 14 yards, and I may not use it all. We'll see. So for this pattern, I'm gonna do a 12 stitch chain for a cast on, and I'm like the original, I'm gonna leave a 10-inch tail to close up the bottom, and I will then start my slip knot. You cross the yarn over the top, put your finger and thumb through, and pull from the back that working yarn from your ball of yarn and tighten it. You're going to want them about a thumb size or 2 tight fingers, and that is just again so the polyfill won't show through. So I'll do that slip knot again in case some people in my workshop have a hard time with this section. So you cross it over, and so you take the working yarn and put it from the back of the loop, and then cinch it tight with the tail, and then you can kind of tighten it with the working yarn. Now we're gonna, this is the first chain. Now we're gonna go through, still with your thumb and finger, grab the working yarn and pull it through. I find it's best to keep your chain laying flat. I've found that some people, if they do it up in the air, it starts to twist, and then your pattern isn't quite as symmetrical. So there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Now we're going to put it in a circle like you would a scrunchie. And I go ahead and put the tail through the last stitch and then cinch it tight with the working yarn. You want it laying flat like a donut. And now the first one may be kind of hard to get in because it's always kind of tight, but we're going to go through here, the legs of the circle, to knit in the round. So we are going to do, like I said, this one's kind of tight, but there you, so I'm going to push it through this one, and whether you have 11 or 12, it really doesn't matter. It's just if you want it to be the same exact pattern all the way around. There we go, there's our first one. Then you'll want to do that. There's the second one. Again, you're pulling it through the leg from the back to the front, all the way around. And then when we're done with that, we will count our stitches. Put your tail into the middle and put your last stitch where the tail is coming out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to knit and purl every stitch. So if you've never purled, you're going to knit one, the purl, you bring the yarn to the front and push it through the front to the back. So it'll show a bump out front. Knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, and purl, and knit. And you're going to keep doing this for about 8 more rows for a small size pumpkin. If you want a taller pumpkin, do more rows to make it taller. But yeah, I just love those little felt leaves that I found on Amazon. Again, I'll link those below. Same with the sticks. You can use any type of a stem as you'd like. This is just wood pieces that I found on Amazon, and this twine ribbon I found at the Dollar Tree. I can't wait for this fall's lineup of tutorials. I've got a list, and I hope you're gonna like them. Now try and keep your stitches on the smaller end so your polyfill doesn't show through. Some beginners keep their stitches too large and it causes holes in their pumpkins. So now I'm going to go ahead, because I'm almost back to the tail. And purl. Now I'm going to fold it in half and do a knit, and then I'll just do from side to side. Purl, knit, purl. And you should be able to do this in less than 30 minutes. So it's a fun little craft to do with your kids, your family. It's a lot of fun to learn. And then you can decorate them as you wish. Okay, turn it over. And really you can buy any type of chunky chenille yarn. Again, they have them at all the craft stores. They're jumbo size 7 and about 2 centimeters thick. And then also you can find them on Amazon and Etsy. Okay, so let's see how many rows we have. I think we have a couple more to go. One, two, three, four, five, six. Okay, so we have a few more rows to go. And we're purling the purls and knitting the knits. See how you can tell the difference from the knit and the purls. Okay, knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, and then flip it over. Really, you can do any type of a stitch pattern for your pumpkin. And do small all the way to large. I prefer the small and medium size, but it's total preference, up to you. Okay, let's count on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So one more row. And then what we're going to do is close up the bottom of our pumpkin. The bottom's a little bit harder to close than the top. It's just the way it is since it's not loops on the bottom. Okay, almost to the end where the tail is. And there we go. So we're done. And we are going to close up this pumpkin. So this is the bottom where your tail is. And you're going to go ahead and put the tail through each one of these outside in. And then we're going to cinch it tight once you get a few of them done. And don't pull too tight because it will break off. So if it's hard to pull, then I suggest undoing, because it may have gotten twisted the wrong way. Okay. A few more to go. This is closing nicely. Through that one, inside out. And now that we've gone through all of the stitches, you'll see there's still a little bit of a hole there. So I am going to go through just another stitch that's here and put my yarn through that. And you'll see that closed it up nicely. So put your tail through, and that's just how the bottom is going to look. And now we're going to stuff our pumpkin. Actually, first we're going to, I have some extra yarn. I'm just going to stuff it to the inside and use it for the filling. So let's get the Polyfill. And I like to do mine pretty firm. I will put in some, and then I'll put the rest in when I get it halfway closed up. Okay, so we're going to put it through this loop inside out. Then put it through this loop inside out, through every loop all the way around. And this one you don't have to cinch tight until the very end. It just does it on its own. Okay. We're about halfway. I'll do a couple more, and then I'll put some more polyfill in. And if you want your pumpkin cork and leaves to stay permanently, I use a hot glue gun. Okay, so there's the rest of it. So I'm going to plug my hot glue gun in, which I should have done before. Here we go. Couple more stitches. Inside out. So the opposite of the bottom. Bottom is always outside in. And now we've done every one. And we are going to now cinch it. And you will see it closes up very nicely. We just have one little hole. It's a little tiny hole, which will be big enough for our yarn and our stem. I'm just gonna stuff all this yarn in here. You could cut it off if you wanted to and just put a little bit in there. Some people use yarn for a stem. I also have wine corks, and really you can do any type of a stem you like. This is just my preference. Okay, so there's that. Now I am going to see, you'll see how the rib looks. But I'm going to get my glue gun over here. And I'm gonna put glue around the bottom. And just stick it in there. And that will stay together quite well. Then I just wrap this around the stem. And I think this time I'm just gonna make a bow with it. Okay. And here are the felt leaves I'm gonna stick on there. That has a little extra. There we go. So now, just gonna take these, put a little hot glue on them. And stick them to your pumpkin. And that's it. There's your cute little pumpkin. I hope you enjoyed this video, and give me a thumbs up. Thanks for joining me today.